What's up, everybody? This is Jonathan, the Passive Income Guy, where I teach you a strategy to have money work for you instead of you working for money. And today we have a very special project on the cryptosphere that is tied to an oil pipeline, guys. Real stuff, nothing in the metaverse. And we're going to check out basically what this project is about. The team behind it is also how does it tie to the crypto world and how you can benefit from this project with some sort of ROI. We're going to talk about sustainability and risk. And also we're going to conclude. And let me preface everything by telling you that I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. You have to do your own research. I'm just a guy on the internet that is here to provide you with entertainment. The AMBO project, it's an acronym for Albanian, Macedonian, Bulgarian oil pipeline, which refers to the geography where this pipeline is going to be located at. We're going to do a little bit of geography in a minute. It's a 36 months construction project with 12 months of environmental impact study and then construction for 24 months. We're talking about an 814 kilometers pipeline. So for those of you in the US, it's about 500 miles, I believe so. It's about 900,000 barrels capacity per day. It's a $2 billion construction cost for this pipeline. The purpose of this pipeline is actually to increase the efficiency of the oil delivery in the Balkan region. And basically, it's to replace the delivery of this oil currently going through ship through the Bosphorus Strait, close to in Turkey. The project is actually pretty old. It was created in 1993, but then after 2006, Putin had a counter proposal, and then the project kind of died after that in the year 2008 when the financial crisis, and then there was a lot of economic activity slowdown, as we all remember. And so after that, congestion was no longer a problem. But now with economic activity being back, this pipeline and the benefit of it are immense. So doing a little bit of our geography here, this is kind of like the slide that they share on the website. You can see basically the Black Sea and then Greece right there. And then in blue, this is where the pipeline would be located at. In the red, you have the other pipeline that are existing. And if we zoom in, we see, again, the Bulgaria, Macedonia, and Albania. You can check it out on Google Map as well, where it's located at. We have the Black Sea right there with Turkey. And then this is what we call the Bosphorus Strait right there. And so right now, that oil needs to be put on ships, right? And then go through this narrow straits and then in order to be delivered in there. And if you look at the congestion map, this is actually the traffic of boats going through the Bosphorus Strait. You can see in red, it's a lot of congestion. And actually, it creates a lot of delays to deliver the oil to the different customer. And so the pipeline is aimed into solving this problem to make it more profitable. People are exporting their oil to go through the pipeline rather than putting it on the ship and having their boats wait and having delays in their deliveries. So if you look at the team behind this whole project, they mentioned 3 key people on the website. Edward Ferguson, the president and CEO. You can find actually, if you go on the wiki, his name is mentioned in there. There's actually a whole articles about the AMBO pipeline written there, and they talk about the current status in 2022 as well as being resuscitated. You have Mr. Atteridge, project and engineering manager. I had a chance to actually check out his LinkedIn, and you can see that he has Bachelor of Civil Engineering, and then he's mentioned as a senior pipeline consultant and company director. And we have the third person mentioned there, which is Al-Qasim Al-Obedi. His name is Rain on Discord, actually. This is where the person I interface with the most to prepare the slides, and he's the chief global strategist of operation. And you can also find his LinkedIn right there. And mentioned as the Chief Executive Officer of Rain's Research Lab and also Chief Strategy Officer right there at AMBO Pipeline. So very legit team. They have a nice website as well where they explain the team, what the project is about, those slides that I share with you. They have also some documents that shows different things about the MOUs, the tokenomics, the project summary, a very well-mailed thing, a website. They talk about the team. You can contact them as well. And then after that, this is the part we're going to discuss, is how does this project tie to the blockchain? So one thing we have to understand is a project of this amplitude, there's a lot of money that is borrowed, obviously, to make that happen. So the $2 billion loan for the project is in two portions. You have a line of credit of $500 million that is collateralized by various real estate assets, by the loan facilitator. And there's the actual loan itself of $2 billion is a 4+4 loan. So for those of you guys that are familiar with HELOC loans, the way it works is that the first 4 years you pay only interest on the $2 billion. And after that, you pay interest plus principals in the last 4 years. And it's collateralized by the line of credit, the 500 million. And then obviously the other part of a collateralization that makes the delta, you read the rights to build the pipeline, the full business, etc. And this loan, the $2 billion loan, is basically split with $1.8 billion in building costs and $200 million for over budget, unforeseen expenses, etc. And this is a key part that I want you guys to remember is this $200 million over budget and over unforeseen expenses, because it's going to be tied to what we're going to talk about. And additional to this, basically the team wanted to test out how easy it was to raise money using crypto, using blockchains, because it's less complicated than raising money through a short loan. It also carries less interest, believe it or not, with the interest we're going to see on the NFTs. So this $5 million loan raise on the blockchain, thanks to the NFTs, which is where we start to make the matching with crypto, is really just test drive raising money through the blockchain because it's less complicated. It will be used to pay for legal fees, due diligence, commitment fees on this project. And then, like I said, the returns that are going to be paid by owning the NFT, which I'm going to present to you in a second, is actually cheaper than if they were to raise using traditional finance. So really, really cool use of the blockchain. And then this is where we start to see like a lot of incentive potentially in the future for other projects to leverage raising money through the blockchain because it's more straightforward and it's less costly, right? So that's very, very key point and super exciting to see that. In terms of project financials, this pipeline is going to generate like revenue by charging fees, right, to transport the barrels of oil. So 900,000 oil barrels transported at $2.50 a barrel. So that's a lot of money. So that's why this project is valued at $10 billion when operational, because of like all the revenue it's going to generate, right? The status of the loan, it's pre-approved. The first tranche is supposed to be received in March 2023, so next year, conditioned by the due diligence. So it's in really good shape so far. This is kind of like a snapshot of the economics of the pipeline with an IRR of 20%, leverage IRR actually of 30%, so which is pretty high returns for like a project of this amplitude. This is where we tie basically this project to the crypto through the raise of the 5 millions. So the way they're gonna get people to engage in this project with the raise is they basically are going to offer for sale 8 tiers of NFTs, $250 all the way to $250,000 NFTs. And those NFTs, when people provide the money, basically are going to receive rewards in the form of AMBO tokens. They're going to receive, number one, 6 months payback on the money that they invested, a 25% bonus on top of their 100% payback. And then there's going to be 5% for every million raised through the NFT with the cap at 5 million, which is their objective. So you ROI like obviously in 6 months. And after that, the NFT will pay the owners, the investor, 20% interest APR. All right, so to help us understand the structure of the return on investment, I created this calculator, guys. So in yellow is all the cells that you can change. So here you have the ability to change the numbers of NFTs you intend to invest. You can change the number here. You can put 10 if you want to. I just put one NFT at $1,000 for the sake of the example here. You have all the ROI inputs. The 100% payback on 6 months plus the 25% bonus there, and then you have the annual APR of 20%. This is also the calculator that you can change to say, okay, how much million the raise is going to compose of, because we have for every million a 5% bonus out of the 6 months. So you can change also this number as well. And the way to read the calculator, guys, is that there's 3 sections. you have your investment located right there on the month number 1. And then you're going to have here your earnings. So your spot earnings per month in dollars, and then the cumulative earnings. And you have the equivalent, obviously, an AMBO token, because remember, your rewards are going to be paid in AMBO tokens, which are going to be redeemable on their private marketplace for a 1-to-1 value. You have also, out of those earnings, where the money is coming from. So obviously, the first 6 months, there's like way more contributors, but overall, you still have your 20% APR rewards that are coming every month on this NFT. But again, the first 6 months, you have your ROI earnings, the 100%. Then you have the bonus ROI, as well as the earnings coming from the added bonus due to the million raise. And so what you see is that for $1,000 investment, after 6 months, provided in this example there was 5 million raised, you're going to receive $1,600. Obviously, this money is lost. The capital is invested. So this is a pure, this is the return that you have. So here you make a net of $600. And then the calculator carries on over 36 months, which is when the project is aiming to stopping, which is $2,100 there. So for a net profit of $1,100, the calculator will spit out to you basically your investment and then the return after your 36 months and then the ROI total, right? So I'll put the link in the description. You guys can play around with the numbers and see what makes sense for you guys. A couple of notes here. You're going to be asking, okay, well, during those 36 months, the pipeline is being built. So where is the money coming from to pay back? And this is where I ask you to remember this 200 million for over budget. The 5 million that are going to be raised through the NFTs can easily pay back because the loan has some cushion, I would say, on the total. And that's how the money is going to be paid right at the beginning during those 36 months. Okay, so a couple of things to remember. Rewards are going to be in AMBO tokens, not stables. And the reason for that is that if it was stables, then this project could be called a security. We don't want that, right? We want this to make very simple. There's going to be a DApp also to see and claim your rewards, and then a private marketplace to convert your AMBO tokens. You're going to receive a reward to stable token, right? And you will be able to participate in the NFT raise by paying with DAI, USDC, or USDT. This is going to be on the Ethereum blockchain, guys. So be mindful of that. Let's talk a little bit about sustainability and risk. So this project is backed by a real project with real forecasted revenue. You can actually check out the project online. There's a lot of resource and information about this project. Like, it's a real thing. It exists. The $2 billion loan is pre-approved. The APR is also pretty low. After you go to the initial payback, it's actually low APR and what you would find typically in a traditional finance, even more actually, I would say, but way more than like a stock investment, obviously at 8%. So that's pretty cool, but still sustainable. The fact that you have your money back, plus the bonus after 6 months and where the money is coming from. If you think about it in terms of proportion, guys, it's only 0.25% of the loan total, this amount of money to pay back, right? And it's 2.5% of the over budget and expenses, the 200 million that I showed you before. So there's a lot of cushion to pay back the investors just with the loan itself, right? Which makes it like pretty sustainable. So the AMBO token, the risk is, okay, is the AMBO token is going to have a 1-to-1 ratio with stables. So they're going to have to have liquidity. And so if there's too much demand of liquidity right away, that could become a problem. But they have a plan to actually roll out money in the marketplace on a weekly basis. And so I think that risk should be mitigated, hopefully. What happens if a project is delayed or canceled? The team says that the returns will carry on and then they would find an alternative route. So that was also pretty reassuring there. And also because the amount of the raise is not much compared to the overall loan amount. It's also a project that is first of its kind, so whatever regulation and risk around it. And so this will come in play, especially when they want to do pipeline number 2 and 3, where they want to build actually ownership of the pipeline through raises of future NFT. So they'll have to work out the kinks with this, but I think this is a nice way to dip their toes in the water to figure it out, what are the regulation that governs this, right? So in conclusion, Yes, this project has a low APR compared to most projects that we're used to in DeFi, but it's also what makes it like way more sustainable, in my opinion. I like the fact that it's an innovative concept. It really gives an utility to NFT, and then I think it's a nice way to bridge crypto to the real world with like real utility, and then contributing to actually changing the world for hopefully the better with more efficiency in the case of like moving materials around, right? And then decluttering the bosphorus strait. So there's a real impact to like what we're going to do actually in this project. It's tied to a real project, right? Pretty cool to contribute to something that will be built thanks to crypto. And then what is cool also is that if this goes well, the team is talking about the second and third pipeline that could see ownership via the blockchain. So go a little step further, right? So a couple of call to action. The mint is actually this Friday, right? November 17th. So what I recommend you guys do is check out the website. There's some resources there. Join their Discord, ask questions. You can also join my Telegram. I'll be happy to answer you, to give you some answer on the questions. And, you know, they also have a Twitter. So go check out the resources yourself. And if you're interested, just get ready for the raise on Friday. All right, and that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the content of this video. I would love to see you on our Telegram channel, The Passive Income Guys. We have like 270 members that exchange ideas about economy and cryptos and all that kind of passive income plays. And in the meantime, I'll see you for the mint. See ya.